If you like big, delicious sandwiches, this is probably the perfect sandwich for you. And if you haven't got time, or you don't like putting effort into the things that you eat, why don't you just drink a mug of Huel, you boring fuck? Hello there, my name's Willy, and today I'm going to be making a really nice steak sandwich with some balsamic caramelized red onions, and there's going to be some blue cheese in there, and a mustardy mayo. Keeping it quite simple because simple can be delicious. And I learnt that from probably Jamie Oliver or one of them. It's going to be great. I make this all the time. I make this sometimes. I've made this before. So first off, I'm going to chop my onions to caramelize. Yeah, these I'm just gonna chop. Want a medium heat for starters, and then we'll put the lid on, turn it down, let them get soft. And I think that the best amount of butter to use for this is probably loads, because butter makes things taste nice. I might stick some black pepper in the butter just to sort of mix in with it. I'm gonna put the onions in. There we go. Right, okay, these are softening a bit, but I am just going to leave them for like half an hour because then they'll get nice and jammy. But for now, I am actually going to add just a bit of salt. I'll stick the lid on, they'll get nice and soft quicker. Right, mustardy mayo. You can make your own mayo if you want, I don't give a shit, but I've got some Japanese mayo, which is quite nice, it's quite rich. Just get some of that in there. I'm going to go with 3 parts mayonnaise to 1 part Dijon, and then another bit whole grain mustard. Maybe get a bit of black pepper in there as well. Yeah, nice. So anyway, that's done. Those are going. Yeah, I'm just gonna go put my feet up for like 20 minutes, maybe half an hour, so. There we go. Onions, but jammy. Now I'm just going to add a bit of brown sugar, and that will just help them get a little bit stickier. And I'm going to add a splash of the balsamic vinegar. Yep, they're looking sticky and lovely. I'll let them cook for a little bit just to cook out the sugar, and then I'm going to let them cool down because I don't want them too hot when they go on the sandwich. The steak today is a sirloin. I'm just going to give it a little bit of olive oil. Do this on a plate because then you can just mix it round, and it's going to get salt. As someone that uses the internet to post cooking videos, a lot of people tell me that that you should never, ever, ever put pepper on a steak because apparently it burns. But actually, when you grind it really finely, it doesn't seem to burn so much. It seems to actually just season the fucking steak, which is what I'm trying to do here. So yeah, I'm just basically gonna give that a rub. If you're actually bothering to make this fucking steak sandwich, watching a video and then thinking, I'm gonna make this, great, thanks. But yeah, make sure you take your steak out of the fridge about half an hour to 40 minutes before. Maybe if it's a big fucker, an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I don't know if you've got Côte de Boeuf money, but anyway, this one, sirloin, that's room temperature. So basically, what's happening now is I'm gonna get this pan hotter than the sun. I'm gonna try and render down some of the fat of the steak, of the sirloin, and then we're gonna cook the steak in its own fat. It's got olive oil on it as well, so that will help. We've got garlic, there we go. I'm gonna have 1 clove of, fuck me, they're massive. Size of these cloves of garlic, look at that. It's like a toddler's head. I'll pop that there. This is getting nice and hot. Oh, that's not what I want, but actually, this is a hand job. Something funny. There we go, right, so this isn't going to take very long as well because obviously steak is best when it's a little bit rare, and if you order it sort of over medium towards the well done, you clearly have a screw loose. That's just not the way to... What are you scared of? Scared of a runny tummy? Grow up, eat an oyster. Yeah, so I'm going to try and render out some of this fat. So this isn't going to need long at all. As you can see, it's sort of pissing out its fat here. And you've got to be very careful here not to burn your hands. So if you are a toddler and you're making this, make sure you have a responsible adult around you. And if you are a responsible adult, why the fuck are you letting your toddler cook a steak? Right, let's get this fucker in. You ready? Right, oi, there we go. So what I want to do is try and get a nice sear on both sides, and then I'm just going to fucking smother it in butter in a way that you'd only expect that kind of behaviour from a French man. I'm not French, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I'm hoping that it's already got a good sear on it. Yeah, it has. That'll fucking do. There we go. I want it to be as delicious as possible. So just a load of that. That's going to sort of go brown quite quickly. Fucking rosemary. There we go. Bit of thyme. Oh, look, that's good, isn't it? Give that a little shimmy round. Tilt the pan, baste the fucker. There we go. Lovely. Get all that down there. Oh my God. We're not going to rest it on the plate that we salted and peppered it on, because that's had raw meat on it. We're quite scared of diarrhea in this house. So there we go. Get this bastard onto here. And then obviously we don't want to waste any of that. Just pour that over there. I actually think maybe a little bit of it might be quite nice just in the already quite buttery onions. In fact, I've had a clever idea. Instead of covering it in butter, why not just fucking get it all in there? I'm sort of just making garlic bread. Garlic bread is going to be what this sandwich is made out of, so that's obviously covered in butter. So I'm just going to stick that on there, and we'll get that in the oven. What? Okay, cool. So that needs 5 minutes, that needs 5 minutes. I might tidy up a little bit. And then we can make the sandwich. Just gonna slightly chop up the cheese a little bit, I think. So it's ready to be plopped on. Oh, she's gooey. Just gonna give it, it's pretty gooey. I'm just gonna spread it. I think I'm gonna spread it. What I'll do first is I'm gonna carve the steak. Ah, there we go, nice and pink. And this is now done. There we go, a little crispy, just how we wanted it. First up, we're gonna splosh down a load of this lovely mustardy mayo. Right, let's get some of these jammy onions in there. Okay. Now this cheese, I'm just gonna splot it down really, because it is literally goo. I had this housemate that didn't really like blue cheese, so I don't talk to him anymore. Fuck him, you know, grow up. Okay, no, I'm joking, I love you, Josh, if you're watching. He won't be, he doesn't like blue cheese. He knows there's blue cheese in this. There we go. Whoa, look at that. It smells like a raclette. Give me some dark parts. Oh look, we're getting them, it's bubbling. It's certainly creating aromas, the likes of which I'd love to be able to send through the internet. Okay, right, now what I'm gonna do is get this top layer and just put more of this delicious sauce on. Just burnt a load of cheese into the most buttery onions ever, and it's covered in mayonnaise and all things like that, but it's important to have an element of healthiness in whatever you're eating. And Bob's your uncle. That looks fucking great. Oh yeah. Oh, it's pissing out the sides. It's the perfect steak sandwich in my humble opinion. I have put the rocket in so that you don't think that I'm a big fat twat. So I'm gonna chop this in half, then I'm gonna take a bite. And if it's nice, I'll go, mmm. And if it's shit, I'll probably still go, mmm, because otherwise this whole fucking video has been a waste of time, sorry. Oh, Christ alive. Okay. Fucking hell. That was like a stroke, but good. That's a fucking good sandwich. You should make that if you want. If not, you just go ham and cheese. That's probably easier.